Hi, this is Andrew Koss at the studio at Strawberry Fields Lane. In this video, I want to walk you through my process of pitch correcting vocals with Melodyne. Now, I think most producers and engineers will tell you that nothing really comes close to the smoothness and transparency of Melodyne. Plugins like Autotune, Revoice, Melodyne, there's lots of great tools out there, and I certainly use them in certain circumstances or to create certain effects. But when I'm looking to keep the vocal natural, Melodyne is the only choice I can recommend. This first song is an artsy singer-songwriter track, and it's a great example where simply snapping every vocal note into perfect tuning is not going to be a good idea. In most music, I'd say it's the imperfections that make a great vocal performance, so we want to leave those while tweaking the notes that do need a little bit of extra help. Alright, so I've got everything transferred into Melodyne. Let's open it up and take a look. I'd always recommend zooming in pretty tightly. And if you know Melodyne, you know the bubbles are kind of the average point of pitch. And then the line is what the vocal's actually doing, or the note is doing. And you can click and drag over time and listen to that. So if we go over here, you could hear that scoop that you're visually seeing. Singers love that. So let's just take a listen, and we'll go through it for a little bit.
One day I'll live in a dream.
Now when I'm doing this, I'll usually go over the same line quite a bit.
I'll live in a dream. I'll live in a dream.
I like the way that tails off down there.
A home behind screen.
Same thing with that.
One day
Now a little bit more of the band enters. Here, and I think the vocal's a pinch late, and because there's like a bass drum hitting right there, I think making sure it lands up is important.
one day
You at least the attack of that one. So we'll kind of push everything back a little bit, but try to retain the phrasing rhythm.
One day
So the of the one comes in more on the beat.
One day I'll share all the fears of an old man.
Now, a lot of times when songs do this where the singer bounces between two notes, I do often like to stabilize those.
All the fears of an old man. He looks at the dawn's clock and he sees sharp then.
This one's an interesting spot because the note, if I click it, we can see is 25 cents sharp of E4. You can see up here. And also she's kind of sliding up. You can see how it's graphically leading up all the way up to up here. Now you can use the drift tool to kind of level that out, which is a really useful tool and something you'll use quite often. But let's take a listen and let's lock it into tune and see what happens. So now it's 0s and sharp right on E.
He sees sharp then.
I mean, it sounds nice. It's in tune.
He sees sharp then.
We can even try the F.
He sees sharp then.
Yeah, I mean, both kind of work, but the way it was, there's just something so interesting about the
He
performance.
sees sharp then.
And she kind of bends from the major 7, the E, because it's an F major 7 chord, from that E into, and you can see the very end there, she's definitely centered on F.
He sees sharp then.
Not an easy chorus melody to sing. So here's a case where she's definitely not intending to sing in E flat. Now on this one, The scoop down's not quite getting there, so we'll tell Melodyne to break this up. And I like to click kind of where you see it start to deviate too far away from what it thinks is the center point, if that's a problem spot for you. So we'll try to snap that a little more in tune and take a listen. Also here you can see she's getting a little on the low side of the note. Yeah, it's kind of going, it's almost flat. This is a spot for that pitch drift tool, where I want to keep the vibrato and kind of the natural motion, but I'd like to lose some of that low to high, kind of think of it as like a horizontal plane. I'm usually kind of cautious about low notes.
One day I'll forget all.
And see if that 4 is.
I'll forget all.
It's close. But here's a part where we might want to micro-tune it using the Option or Alt key. I don't necessarily want it to be down here, because I like that she's kind of sliding up, but maybe not so sharp.
I'll forget all the warmth.
Here's another good one, that warmth. I quite like it, but you can see it's not, hey, that is a good quarter step there. 50, just shy of 50 cents sharp on the E flat. Let's listen to it corrected and see what happens.
I'll forget all the warmth.
I mean, it's definitely more in tune, but let's listen to it the way it was again.
I'll forget all the warmth.
I mean, it's bluesy. I think it's really cool on that quarter step there. And then you could choose now as the engineer, producer working on the track, maybe we want it a little out of tune, but not that much. Slide it just a little closer towards its original note.
I'll forget all the warmth.
Sounds nice too.
I'll forget all the warmth.
Let's listen to it the way it was.
I'll forget all the warmth.
I'm going to leave it alone, but this is when you as the producer or engineer or the artist have to make that call.
The phosphorescent hurt.
The little natural rise in pitch there is nice.
The phosphorescent hurt stains my eyes. One day I'll leave it up to you.
Let's look at that owl.
I'll leave it up to you.
Not sure I love that scooping as much.
I'll leave it up to you.
It's that U as well. 38 cents. Let's listen.
I'll leave it up to you.
So that's here's it untuned.
I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it up.
And snap it back down.
I'll leave it up to you.
For me, I think I actually like that one more in tune. But let's pull it a little sharp instead of as sharp as she was.
I'll leave it up to you.
Because listen to the guitars and there's a bouzouki in there. Let's see it. And try to kind of keep that chord tone in your head. And then listen to her note. And try to remember the chord and listen to that resonance and tune them a bit. This song is a rock pop track. In this genre, I'm looking for the vocal to feel more produced, to have the pitch more locked in, to be tighter. The singer had a great tone, but there were definitely some struggles with pitch throughout the song. Because my end goal is a more pop-produced vocal, We're going to see what happens when you use Melodyne to tune the whole vocal instead of manually tuning individual notes. The upside is that this is going to get me a long way towards my end goal. The downside is it will get some notes wrong. It'll do some weird things in spots, and you'll see why you still have to go through the vocal line by line. You'll see here why it's so important to know what the vocal was intending to do and why you need to have a good understanding of the song's melody. So the first thing here is to make sure that Melodyne knows what key we're in. There's different ways to do this in Melodyne, but you can really just type right here. It's pretty easy. C major if you wanted, etc. This song's in G major. Let's just take a listen to the raw vocal.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible beneath the duvet.
So you can already hear there's some pitchy spots, some flat spots. So to tune the whole thing up front, we're going to use this tool up here. We're going to tell it to center all the pitches, and you'll see them moving below. We want all the pitch drift gone, so the pitch in any given note stays true to itself and doesn't slide sharp or flat as much. And then you can choose here if you want to snap to the chord scale or not. If you're in a minor key or a more bluesy key, this might not work out well. So it's a choice to make. You can either way, you're still going to have to adjust things. For this song, she's mostly in G major, so let's snap to the scale. You can see that's already fixing a few spots that I would have had to adjust. So let's snap it to the scale, and now let's take a listen.
Here in the dark, here in the dark, the scars become invisible.
Okay, that first note's definitely pulling sharp still.
Here in the dark.
So with Option or Alt, we're going to micro-tune things up and down.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible.
The scars right there gets a little wonky.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible. Here in the dark, the scars become invisible. Here in the dark, the scars become invisible.
We can try reducing the vibrato a bit.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible.
Still a bit.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible. Here in the dark, the scars become invisible.
That's getting closer.
Here in the dark, the scars become invisible. Here in the dark, the scars become invisible beneath the duvet. Beneath the duvet.
So see how it tried to center it here, but it's already a bit sharp, and then her slide up, but it's not really getting to the right note either. So you have to break it apart. It's a lot of switching back and forth between these tools.
Beneath the duvet, I can let the tension go.
Check that low note.
I can let the tension.
So that was a F sharp where she's trying to sing a G. F sharp is in the key of G major, so it just guessed wrong.
I can let the tension go.
Of course, Melodyne's not guessing. It just means that the singer was probably closer to F sharp than G, so it chose to bend it that way.
I can let the tension go, feeling my breath slow. Try to make my escape to crystallize in waterfalls and rocks. That's to make my escape to crystallize in water. Make my escape to crystallize in waterfalls and rocks.
Don't love that bend there. Let's see if we can.
Make my escape to crystallize in waterfalls and rocks.
No more F sharps.
Make my escape to crystallize in waterfalls and rocks. Let to break.
Break.
Rocks let to break. Rocks let to break. Rocks let to break. Still I try to keep my grip.
So this one you can see it drop down. We want to break it apart there and back there again.
Rocks let to break. Still I try to keep my grip while my fingers say.
So if you didn't know the song here, you might think this was supposed to be one note because Melodyne thought so too.
Fingers say.
But I really want it to be 2 notes. And figure out where you, and then you can kind of choose almost where you want it to. I might even extend it a little. Check that note right there. Definitely pulling a little sharp. Same thing here. Again, you probably wouldn't know if you didn't have a good understanding of the melody of what it's supposed to be that we want that down, because it doesn't sound wrong.
Every night just slipping away, wanna feel safe again. My own skin, I'm losing my sleep, every day, nightmare away, dying afraid, I can feel them haunting me as I'm counting dreams.
Woohoo! So here's a great moment of Melodyne deciding to do something very odd. That's definitely not what she tried to sing. So when you see that, just split it up. Usually it's caused by some harmonics in the singer's throat, or a little gruff moment. You can hear it, a little grrr, yeah. Which is cool, but it just doesn't know what to do with that. That's better.
I've got this fear it whispers. I've got this fear. I've got this fear it whispers.
So again, C is not a wrong note in the key, but it should be a B.
I've got this fear it whispers darkness in my ears hanging. Whispers darkness in my ears hanging in the air. Whispers darkness in my ears hanging in the air. Whispers darkness in my ears hanging in the air. Hanging in the air. Hanging in the air. Hanging in the air. Waiting to invade my thoughts. Waiting till the lights go off.
Again, there.
Lights go.
The Melodyne chose one note, but that's not what it's supposed to be.
Lights go off.
You can bypass it and listen to what the singer did if you can't remember, or.
Lights go off.
But even she sang it kind of centered around that note, but it should be 2 notes. So we'll manually do that. There we go.
Lights go off.
I'm going to use Melodyne to kind of elongate that slide a bit.
Lights go off. What's the matter with the stream catcher hanging over me? A drop warm milk, ambient whiskey in my tea. Got lullabies playing in a white noise machine. Still sleep won't come from me. Come from me.
Let's check that spot. You can see where it's bending.
Come from me. Wanna take the slip of faith, linger to this bit of made. It's not a word pictured here. Counting these dreams, every night they're slipping away.
There's the spot.
Slipping away.
So you can see I went a long way there without having to do anything because Melodyne got all that stuff right and where I want it.
Something's chasing after me and I keep falling down deep. Shut it away by losing deep. But I'm reaching for these. But I'm reaching for.
So she pulls up here. Want to get a little bit more bluesy.
But I'm reaching for these hands to pull me away,
All right, here's another spot where Melodyne just didn't quite know what to do with it. So this time you can listen to what the singer did originally, and maybe that'll help you if you didn't know what the melody was supposed to do. So she ends on that note, but we don't want to get there so soon. And here I'm going to use the slide tool again to really drag this out and really rock it out. I hope this video helps. Feel free to post questions, contact me, and subscribe.